There's nothing more satisfying than watching your money grow exponentially as the years go by. While you may want to play things safe and keep your money in the bank, the truth is you're missing out on truly enormous profits you would have gained if you had stored or invested your money the right way. And so, in this video, we'll be showing you 5 unique assets that are 10 times more profitable than saving cash in the bank, and at the same time are also very safe. Make sure you stay till the end of this video to learn the best methods and strategies for investing in these assets. Gold and silver. There's no better way to say that saving your cash in gold or silver is one of the smartest things you could ever do. There's a reason why famous author Robert Kiyosaki calls it God's money. The value of these assets don't depreciate or fall like the dollar. In fact, looking back to the last 10 years, the price of gold has increased by over 60%. The truth is that governments today print more and more money to make up for their deficits. This practice is what over time leads to the depravity of the value of a nation's currency. But who prints gold? Absolutely no one. And even more, the United States dollar was once pegged to gold, something economists called the gold standard. Although this financial system was abolished in 1971, the truth is that gold is still very much linked to the dollar's value. This means that when the dollar value goes down, the value of gold goes up. Considering this, which one would you rather hold, dollar or gold? The scarcity and independence of gold make it extremely valuable. And as things like inflation and economic recession become more prevalent, gold will continue to grow in value as years go by. Another thing that makes gold unique, aside from its potential returns, is its stability. Most folks run away from investments due to fear of losing money. Well, if you're one of such folks, then gold is a prime investment asset for you. You're guaranteed never to lose your money. In fact, some financial gurus predict the price of gold to rise to $10,000 per ounce in the next 10 years. Now, you all know about the value and potential of gold. Let's consider how you can go about investing in it. First, you can go for physical gold. You can buy a bar or troy ounce of gold at any physical bullion exchange shop. You could also go for gold coins or simply buy gold stocks and hold them as you would a typical stock investment. Currently, gold is quite expensive. As of November 2023, 1 ounce of gold is sold for about $2,000. Not everyone can afford this. That's why other precious metals like silver and platinum are there to serve as a viable substitute. Silver currently costs about $22 per ounce, while platinum is about $850 per ounce. You can purchase these at stores or do it a safer way. Buy their stocks online or own shares in companies that invest in them. Value stocks and bonds. Although gold can be a good and secure way to save money, it isn't very lucrative. And so you won't get much out of a $10,000 gold investment like you would in a lucrative company shares. The truth is that while precious metals offer low risks, they also offer low returns. And so if you're in for a riskier investment game that can transform your personal finance, the ideal substitute to dumping your money in a bank is to dump it in stock investments or mutual funds. Stocks are a great way to achieve high returns in a decent period of time. Billionaire investors like Warren Buffett have built their entire empires on stock investments. One good thing about the stock market is that you have diverse options to choose from. Some assets are riskier than others, and some are more rewarding than others. Mainly, stocks are divided into 2 types: value stocks and growth stocks. Value stocks are stocks that trade at considerably low prices relative to their fundamental value. Companies that deal with industrial metals are under this category. Berkshire Hathaway, the company owned by Warren Buffett, is a prime example of a value stock. Growth stocks are company stocks that majorly increase in capital value than in income or profits. These stocks usually deal in ideas and technologies. Companies like Amazon, Apple, and Facebook fall into this category. One crucial thing with stock investing is that you need proper financial education to take full advantage of it. The stock market can be very volatile, so dumping all your cash in one stock can be a big mistake. You have to do your research and consult a finance expert. Most times, it's safer to use index funds if you're a first-time investor. Index funds feature hundreds of company stocks, so every dollar you use to buy shares is distributed across every company stock featured within the portfolio. A good example here is the S&P 500, as it features lots of company stocks and also pays out extra cash rewards as dividends to the investors. And here's one tip billionaire investors will always advise: never invest for the short term. For mouth-watering profits, try allowing your investments to grow for at least 10 years. As we navigate the stock market's possibilities, we want to hear from you. Are you leaning towards the reliability of value stocks or embracing the potential growth of growth stocks? Share your investment style in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content on building your wealth. Industrial materials and commodities. One thing that's undoubtedly true is that industrialization and urban development will never cease. And so, imagine if you were part of the supply chain of the raw materials needed for these industrial processes. We're talking about things like nickel, copper, cobalt, silver, aluminium, and so on. These are the things needed for producing electronics and building materials. They're not just irreplaceable, but they're also limited, just like precious metals. If you can invest in any of these materials, you're sure of a stable asset that would only increase in value come what may. To give you a perspective, let's take cobalt, for instance. The demand for this metal skyrocketed over the past 3 to 4 years since it's a major raw material for producing electric car batteries. From costing $20,000 per ton in 2012, they now cost about $33,000 in 2023. Other metals like copper and nickel have experienced similar trends. And so the only issue here is how to invest in something like this, seeing as it will be quite expensive to purchase these metals in wholesale or large quantities. The solution here is to invest in the stocks of companies that mine these metals. You can also choose to buy mutual funds that feature these metals as part of their portfolio. Either way works perfectly. Land and real estate. Here's another asset that has made many investors rich: real estate. You'd agree that the cost of living is now far more expensive than in the last 2 decades. This scenario is not only seen in the United States, but all over the world. Home prices are increasing and there seems to be no end. Investors who bought homes in the late 1970s are now smiling to the bank. According to statistics from the US Bureau of Labor, housing prices have risen by 935% as of 2023, meaning there's a whopping $935,000 difference in value. Now that's insane. Many experts consider land to be a non-depreciable asset. Not only that, it is always in high demand. So long as the human population keeps increasing and industrialization keeps evolving, there will be an ever-growing need for more land and houses. And so, you can always secure the future of your personal finances against inflation or other forms of economic crisis by investing in land and real estate. Now I know you're probably wondering how you'd manage to gather money to buy a house, rent it out, or other stuff like that. Well, here's the good news. All that is old school real estate investment. You'd need millions for that. However, if you're a small-time investor, you can simply buy stocks of companies investing in real estate. This way, you always have a slice of the real estate pie regardless of how much your initial capital was worth. If you're looking for the best real estate stock investment option, REITs are very much recommended. Do well to research what kinds of real estate are offered in the portfolio, as not all REITs are the same. Also, try going for the REITs that offer dividends. That way, you can earn more cash. Collectibles. I bet you've seen an autographed baseball card selling for an outrageous amount before. Well, that's a typical example of a collectible. One unique investment that may be overlooked is being a collector of valuables. These items could include artworks, vintage cars, limited edition watches, and so on. Whatever things are rare and have a high perceived value can become collectibles. These items increase in value as the years go by. Just holding on to such an item for a few years would make it 10 times more valuable. For instance, if you had snapped a picture of Adolf Hitler at a dinner, it probably wouldn't be worth much back when he was alive. However, today many folks would pay thousands or millions of dollars for such a picture. There are many kinds of collectibles you can get. It all depends on how much money you're willing to spend. Luxury cars are a very common collectible among millionaires and celebrities. Recently, in 2022, a 1955 Mercedes SLR was sold for a whopping $130 million. This car was priced so high because only 2 were ever produced. If you're rich, you can go for limited edition cars like these. But if you're working on a small budget, things like watches, sports cards, and autographs would have to do. Either way, you can be sure to make profits in the future. Remember to subscribe to our channel if you find this content valuable. We'll see you in the next one.